I want to get in a little bit about your photography.
Okay.
Is that more so like a hobby right now, or has it ever been something that you think you could do as like a
Professionally? It's definitely always been a passion. My biological father was a photographer for the majority of his life, I think. And when I was young, he wasn't around a lot when I was in my in majority of my life. I was raised predominantly by my stepdad and my mom. But my biological father, he was a photographer. He did a lot of stuff for like NASCAR and like Le Mans and racing stuff, right? So he did a lot of really cool car shit like that. My youngest of my two half sisters, she also has a photography bug. So we like jokingly say it's in our blood, but I really think that it actually is.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. I definitely think photography is more of a passion thing. I definitely had a deeper passion for it in my early 20s. I think I just had more time for it.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in San Francisco. I had more lenience in my schedule where I could literally go on photography trips.
Yeah.
Like I could go looking for things to take photos of. Now my photography is more targeted towards like San Jose and like
you do a lot of stuff with cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a big, huge love for old cars and the lowrider community. I think it is just like the coolest fucking thing. And it really just like gets me like
going.
excited. Yeah. There's something that's so beautiful about how deeply ingrained the lowrider culture is in San Jose. And like, especially with like how big of a Latino influence is in San Jose. I have so much respect for the culture. And like my mom was adopted. My grandmother that was around my entire life, she passed away a few years ago, but she was from Mexico. She came here when she was 26 years old. She worked her ass off. She went to San Jose State. Like she was super smart and she created a really beautiful life for herself here. She left, you know, like generational like wealth and she is the success story like that you see of what people really are trying to do when they come here. And that's so deeply, I mean, it's San Jose, like it's so deeply rooted in this entire city. And this is where I've been born and raised my entire life. So growing up around that, I think my like, and now also working in the car industry, it's like my passion for photography, my interest in cars, and my career have kind of like all overlapped each other. And so now that is like my primary focus. And there's so much dedication and time and manpower that goes into building these vehicles. And they're like, I have so much respect for it. Like I have a 1981 GMC in the garage right underneath us, but in that car, that truck is like, I love it so much, but it's also like my biggest headache because it's an old vehicle. So even like maintaining that, like I know how much goes into it. So like these vehicles that are $80, $150, $200,000 worth of paint and etching and engraving and upholstery and just all of these different pieces and parts of it. It's literally an art form in itself.
Oh, for sure.
And so like going and documenting not only the vehicles, but the culture that comes with it is something that is really special and that I really love to do. And I think that like, especially being a downtown resident, like that was kind of like what I was getting at earlier when we were chatting is like, there's so much culture in San Jose, especially in downtown. And being a part of that is something that I really, really love. So whenever we have like these events in downtown, whether it's like Mexican Independence Day or things at Cesar Chavez Park or the car shows or whatever the case may be, like I love being a part of it and I love documenting it because when you look at it from like an outside perspective, there's not a lot of places that are like this, that you get this mixture of what we have here and like the way that it's constantly evolving like catching that is something that I really try to do. So when it comes to, you know, the film photography, that's, you know, that's the way that I choose to shoot is through film. And I'm like a purist when it comes to my film. I don't edit the photos. They're all just that.
No way.
What you see is what you get.
Wow.
And then also doing like the videos on my Instagram, the Jesika Shoots account with all the like reels and stuff. And that's like primarily car content and all that stuff too.
So do people like hit you up and they're like, Jesika, come shoot my car or snap a picture of my car and stuff like that?
I've definitely met some really incredible people through like in the lowrider community from going to all these shows and stuff like that. And I have had a few people ask me about like doing shoots with them and their vehicles and all that stuff, but it's difficult for me to like really make time for it. So typically what I'll do is like I'll see them out at the shows and they'll be like, oh, can you take some videos of my car? Can you take some photos? And I'm not like out here charging people for it. It's content for me too. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll do it. Like, of course I will. And it's really more for fun. It's like it's more of a passion project than anything.
No, that's cool. I mean, for y'all that are watching and listening, go check out the Jesika Shoots page. Like I said before, I know nothing about cars, but when I see your photos, I'm like, that's pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, it's really
cool. And then even just going to these shows, I'm like, I went to one in downtown Campbell. Yeah. And I was like, dude, these are sick. But to your point, it's like these are projects that people are taking the time and are dedicated
so much time
to working on.
So much money.
So like, showcase what people are doing.
Yeah. And it's people are really passionate about this stuff. And it's like, you know, they take it. I mean, yes, there are cars like mine who like, I bought it for what I bought it for. And I haven't really done much to it except for like mechanical maintenance. I haven't done a paint job or an interior, and I haven't swapped the engine, and I didn't lower it, and it's not on crazy wheels. I haven't done all of these like modifications to like make it look crazy. But there are people that go and buy these vehicles and they do these like frame off restorations and these ground up builds, and they dump like, I'm not fucking with you, hundreds of thousands of dollars. There's vehicles that have $80,000 paint jobs and like,
that's insane.
$60,000 worth of metal working, where you look at every single, there is not a single detail that is missed on these cars. And it really like blows your mind. There's a couple of people that I've met through these communities and these car shows that like, every time I see their car, like I've seen their cars 20 times. Every time I see their car, I notice something new.
Wow.
And I'm like, how the fuck did I miss that?
Yeah.
And it's all these little details, like etching and like in the windows. And it's like these murals in the windows of the cars. And like you open the door of the car, and in the side panel that you only see when the door is open is like these beautiful airbrushed mural photo things. And you're like, for fucking what reason? And it's literally just all for the love of the art of it. And it's so incredible.
But then you also get that reaction.
Yes.
From people. It's like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah. And then I mean, like, of course, people will pay people to like drive you from here to A to B, or use their vehicles for a music video, or to be featured in a magazine, or whatever the case may be. But it's so cool to get to be a part of. And the people that are in that community are so welcoming, and like documenting not only the vehicles, but the people is like something that I've been trying to like shift more into. And like, that's definitely like a whole other side of it that I've been trying to get more comfortable with, because like, I don't like to be that person that's just like, and then run away. I like to ask people like permission to take their photos, but at the same time, it's like this like, okay, do I or don't I? Because I love candid photos. Yeah. So it's like, I don't want to be like,
people in the
hey, can I take your picture? Okay, thank you. Okay, go back to what you were doing. Just pretend I'm not fucking here.
Right, right.
So it's like, most of the time I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to catch them candid. And then I'll be like, hey, I just got some photos of you. I would love to send them to you. Can I take your information down? So when I get the film developed, I can send you a copy of the photo, because I get digital copies of everything. Yeah. Shout out Henry at Photo Express on 6th Street. That is the only man that I will ever let touch my film ever, ever, ever. That place is like San Jose legendary. He is an absolute legend.
Keep
that
the club
man
going.
is the shit.
Henry.
He is the best. I love him. I would, that man.
Badass.
He is amazing. And like, but most people in San Jose that are into film photography feel the same way. Like he is like, he is our
He's the
only
guy.
one. Like he is the guy.
Yeah.
Like unless you're developing film yourself, like you go to him.
Yeah. That's another thing too about, you know, the culture in San Jose that you were alluding to is like, since doing this stuff, I've definitely realized that I think everybody just kind of wants to help everybody.
Yeah.
You know, be creative and shout people out.
The creative community in San Jose is something that is not to be taken for granted. Like,
no,
the network that you can create for yourself here is phenomenal. And like the creative outlets that we have here are so diverse. Like photography, videography, literal handmade art, podcasts, music, food, drinks, like handmade goods, all of these different things. Like we have it all.
We literally have everything.
And we have the means. And like, there's a girl, I forget her name, forgive me, but she's the organizer for San Jose Day. And she's the one that put together that entire event at Emma Prush Park with her team.
Yeah.
And it literally, the whole point of the event was to showcase
what we have to
people
offer.
in San Jose. And it was like, I mean, people that make clothes and cards and jewelry and what goods and services and food and drinks and whatever the case may be. Like it was literally like 100 and something vendors.
Wow.
And they're all small local vendors.
Yeah.
And like when I go to those events, I'm like, I want to come with a budget of $5,000 because I want to buy everything from everybody. Exactly. And it's like that network and that community is such a blessing to have here, especially as a creative person.
Yeah.
Because it just gives you the opportunity to like continue to expand and grow, and everybody wants to support each other.
Yeah.
It's like they're always looking, that community is always looking for the next person to support.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Sure. It's pretty insane, like, you know, the amount of support that I've gotten from everybody, which I didn't think was going to be a thing.
No.
When I first started all this, I was like, it's going to be fun for me, but like, who is really going to care?
Yeah.
And how wrong have I been since it's crazy.
It's insane.
It's so fucking crazy because I've met nothing but great people that would want to help me out.
Yes.
Just because they're nice fucking people.
Yeah, for
yourself included.
Thank you.
And that's like something that I didn't realize about San Jose before I started doing this, is like how much everybody's involved with
each
everything
other
and everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's special? Like, it's so special. And it's like, I love it so much. And I think like the older I get and the more I like, especially considering the fact that like I am 34, I am single, I don't have kids. Like I have this really special situation where like the older I get, I can branch more into this community of people in San Jose. And like, I have the means to like go do different things and try different things and travel different places or go to different events and like take time off to go to certain stuff. And I'm not shy. So like I will speak to anybody about anything. And when I go to these events, like I now have no problem walking up to people and being like, oh my God, I love your car, or hey, whatever. And just like striking up conversations and like exchanging Instagram handles and getting business cards and creating that network for no other reason other than just to have it. Yeah. And it's like the way that it comes in handy sometimes will shock you. Like you meet people and you'd never expect like to ever need to call on
whatever it may be.
Yeah, you'd expect not to have to call on these people, but you end up in this really niche situation and you're like, I got a guy for that.
Yeah.
I know someone for that.
Yeah.
Like my friend Yvette, she is incredible. She makes these beautiful cakes that are like so insane. And for my birthday, mine and my mom's birthday, I'm April 13th, my mom's is April 14th. And it's like,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And like, I'm not like a huge cake person, but like we needed cakes for our birthdays. So we were doing like a family thing. And I'm like, oh, Yvette, duh.
Somebody.
Like obviously her. Yeah. And she made us these beautiful cakes and like, they were so cool. Exactly what I wanted. And like, you just like, it's just all these different people that you get to know.
Yeah. Is she
have everything.
Is she bake that ass up?
Bake that ass up. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Dude, she is awesome. I always see those cakes. I'm like, these are so every single one. I'm like, this is so cool.
She has been a dear friend of mine since high school.
Oh,
and so like she is super involved in like the foodie community of San Jose. And I've met some really incredible people through her because like she's associated with people that are like the chef at Good Time Bar, and that place is incredible. And like, that's a super hidden gem. I think you've responded to my Instagram story and been like, what the fuck is this place?
Multiple
I'm like,
times.
Go to Good Time. Like it's like 10 out of 10 every single time. And like, I've gotten to meet all these different people through her who, yes, I've known since high school, but like, we've like reconnected as adults. And so it's just like, you get and the network is just so deep and so thick. And like, it's such an incredible thing to have here. So that's just, So to answer your original question, no, photography has never been a professional thing.
Like, what was my original question?
I am like the queen of bunny trailing, I swear. But it's very much a passion project for me. And it has opened up so many like doors to different people and in different creative areas of the San Jose community. And I love it so much. And I will continue to do it until I decide that it doesn't, fulfill me anymore, which I don't know if that will ever happen. But yeah, it's just the documenting things and getting to go back and look at the way that things were or have been or are evolving is just something that is really special and I love.
Good. Well, it's a perfect set. Thank you for that. Now we really know where to go. No, it's a perfect segue because that is something that I was going to bring up is your sobriety.
Yes.
But I also wanted to link that in with fitness.
Yes.
Let's start with sobriety.
Okay.
Start with that part.
Let's start. That's where it starts.
Why?
Okay.
When?
Okay.
How's it going?
Okay.
Everything about everything.
Okay. As we previously discussed, I was a bartender for 9 years. When I was in my early 20s, I wasn't really much of a drinker, at least not too much. I was a big weed girly. I was the girl. I smoked it. I grew it. I sold it.
Everything.
I cooked with it. I made wax. I did the whole thing.
Holy shit.
I was the plug, baby.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then I went into it and then I was working in dispensaries and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a big weed person.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved smoking weed. I had a really good tolerance for it. It did a lot for me, like mentally. I could still work out. I could still hike. I was
a functional stoner.
Very much a functional stoner. And eventually I stopped having good reactions to weed. I started getting like really anxious, panic attacks and all that stuff, which when I really take a look at it and I go backwards and I really think about it, that actually kind of matches up with the time that I actually started drinking.
Oh, okay.
So not like I was like balls to the wall drinking, but that was when I kind of started drinking more, like going to the bars and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So in my early 20s, I was like very much a cartoon girly. I was there like 3-4 nights a week. Miles was my bartender.
Oh, Miles, what a guy.
I learned so much from sitting at the end of the bar next to Miles well, watching him work, watching him interact with clients, watching him make drinks, just clocking the movements. And like, he was like unknowingly my mentor, right? So like, I was just watching him work and I loved it. And he had such a good flow.
Yeah.
But I would sit there and I would just drink and whatever. But I was in my early 20s, you know what I mean? Like,
that's what you do.
That was what you did.
That's what you do.
That's where everybody was. That was when everybody that we knew was always at Cartoon. And we were there all the time. And that was the spot, right? So eventually, I was never a daily drinker. It was never anything like that. But majority of the time when I would drink excessively. And I was definitely a binge drinker, right? Like I would go like 3, 4, 5 weeks without drinking. But when I did, I was like, fucking game on. Like, what's the point of having
just
two?
1 or 2?
Like, I could do just 1, but once that little buzz kicked in, I was like, well, I'm already buzzed, so I might as well just get drunk.
Yeah.
Like, that was my mentality.
Yeah.
It didn't do me any like real disservice for a long time until it started to.
Yeah.
And I think that there was a lot of situations where obviously, like, when you're in it, you don't realize it because you're not actively looking for it, right?
Yeah.
But now that I'm sober, when I look back at a lot of situations, I can contribute so many different things to a direct line with drinking. Whether it was the way I was coping with things, the situations that I got myself into, my reactions to things, the way that I handled life stuff, relationships that I got into, all of those things had this direct line to alcohol somehow. I mean, it finally came to a head like almost 2 years ago. I got sober on August 13th of 2023.
We're coming up.
So I'm coming up on 2 years.
Okay.
And the year, I mean, I can confidently say that COVID was when things got really out of control or started shifting into this isn't cute anymore type thing.
Yeah.
I already knew that I used alcohol to cope with things, but who didn't, right?
Yeah,
I was a dive bar bartender for 7 years. People blacked out every fucking time I was in that bar.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what day it is.
Not saying that was my fault or anything like that. I didn't overserve anybody. No, but you know, it's like, that was just, it was normal.
Yeah.
Like, you go to Stevie's on a weekend, you're going to see at least 5 people black out.
Yeah.
Like, you go to a bar, you go out in downtown Campbell, 80% of those people are going to be blacked out before the end of the night. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it was normal.
Yeah.
It's not normal to drink like that, but that was normal for what I was around.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the way that I was drinking as problematic because everybody else was doing it too. And my mom is sober. My mom has been sober for 13 years. And my mom was like, hey, that's not normal. And I'm like, hey, you're an alcoholic. Not everybody's an alcoholic, dude. Like, it ain't that fucking deep. Like, that was literally always what I would tell her.
Yeah.
Not everyone's an alcoholic just because you are. It's not that fucking deep. And she would be like, okay, that's what you think, but okay, like, that's not normal. Blacking out every night is not normal, but okay, whatever you say. Right before COVID, I lost my ex-boyfriend, who was like the love of my life. We were together for 8 years on and off, and he passed away from drug use. And I have a lot of friends and people in my family that have struggled with addiction and alcoholism in some way, shape, or form. Whether they're sober now or they're still in it or whatever the case may be, or have passed away and as a result, directly or indirectly, from the drug use. Yeah. I lost my ex and I leaned on the bottle heavy. Like, I got the phone call at 6:30 in the morning or something like that that they had found him dead. And my first reaction was like, I called my mom and I called my brother. And I told my brother to bring over a 6-pack, and I didn't know what I needed. And I literally I sat there and I drank 805s and tequila. And I was on a week and a half long bender from there because I just couldn't cope.
Yeah.
I couldn't accept what was happening.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened and we all drank our way collectively through COVID because there was nothing fucking else to do. True. But that was, again, cracking open a High Noon or a White Claw or Truly at fucking 12 o'clock on a Tuesday is not normal.
People don't do that.
But we were all doing it because it was fine.
Yeah.
And it was okay, for the first 2 weeks, we're we don't really know what's going on. And then it was 2 years. And then it was we're all still doing this. And, or not all of us are, but like some of us are.
Yeah.
I went from, you know, I was jumped into a relationship in the beginning of COVID, and it became very unhealthy, pretty, bad. And then I got out of that relationship, and I think that, you know, now that I'm able to get some distance from the situation, like I put a lot of the blame on him. I mean, he definitely had a lot of shit, but like I can also now see my role in things and like how much of a part alcohol played in that.
Yeah.
And then from there, I got into another relationship shortly after that. And it was like, if I thought that relationship was bad and abusive, it went tenfold. Wow. And again, so much alcohol influence on my end and his end, and like so much unhealed shit on his end, and bringing it into the relationship, and like me just feeding into it. And like, I think about it and I'm like, damn, you know, like if we hadn't been drinking the first night, like that whole thing would have never happened, and it would have never really started. And like, if I hadn't been drinking also when he was acting this way, I would have been like, you're fucking crazy. Go away from me.
Yeah.
Like, don't bother me. But I was also in it. Therefore, I was stooping to that level, and it pulled me down in a really big way. And it was just like the craziest situation I've ever had to go through. Like, I ended up having to get a restraining order. Like, it was like a whole thing. Like, it was crazy. It was fucking insane. And it's like, I can now look back at that situation and confidently say, like, had alcohol not been a factor, there's no way I would have stayed in that relationship as long as I did, or like put up with the things that I put up with for as long as I did.
Yeah.
And like, eventually it just got to the point where like, I wasn't going to bars and like drinking socially really anymore. Like I would, you know, I live in downtown, so I would get off work on a Friday or a Saturday night, because I worked, you know, Tuesday through Saturday.
Yeah.
I would get off work on a Saturday night, and I would go down and like sit at a bar and have dinner at the bar. And I would tell myself like, okay, I'm just going to have like a glass of wine with dinner, like 1 or 2 glasses of wine, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But I'm social. So then I'm talking to the bartender, and then the bartender's like, here, let me buy you a shot. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I start talking to the person next to me, and they're like, let me buy you your next drink. And I'm like, oh, okay, well then I'll buy you your next drink. And then all of a sudden I'm like 4 or 5 in, and then I'm coming home and I'm like, well, I'm awake and I'm not going to be going to sleep anytime soon. Like, drugs were never a thing for me. Like, that was never a factor. I just could stay up and drink.
Yeah.
And I would like DoorDash a bottle of wine and like some snacks. And then I'm like home by myself drinking a bottle of wine for what fucking reason? Like, for what, Cardi B, what was the reason? But like, literally, what is the reason? For what? For why?
Yeah.
I have always dealt with anxiety, and I have like health anxiety. So like when my body feels off, it like makes it like, it's like a snake eating its own tail.
Oh my God.
And it becomes like a chicken or the egg situation where I'm like, do I not feel well, or am I just anxious, or am I anxious because I don't feel well, or do I not feel well because I'm anxious? Like, what is real? Is this my anxiety manifesting itself as physical symptoms, or do I really feel, is there actually something wrong? And now I'm feeling it.
It was terrible.
But when you're hungover, the heart rate, the headaches, the body aches, the nausea, and then it becomes like, am I hungover or am I dying?
Right.
Am I hungover, or am I literally about to have a heart attack? And this health anxiety started creating this fucked up situation where I just, like, I was, every single time I would drink, I would binge drink, and I would get so drunk, and then I would feel so shitty the next day, and then I would feel like shit for like 3 days afterwards, because I'm not fucking 23 anymore.
Getting any younger.
I'm in my 30s.
Yeah.
And we don't recover the way that we used to. And so it just became this like thing. And then, you know, I'm like, I would talk to my mom, and my mom would be like, well, I'm like, I think I need to go to the emergency room. Like, I'm like my heart doesn't feel right. And she'd be like, are you just, she's like, it's probably just anxiety. And I'm like, no, it's not anxiety. Something's actually wrong. And she's like, when was the last time you drank? That's not the point. Like, that's not relevant. And she's like, okay. And I started like dodging it.
Yeah.
And then the turning point for me was missing a friend's daughter's birthday and like lying to my mom about why I wasn't there. And I told her that I was sick. And then which I got so fucking sick, but it was self-inflicted. I eventually that day told her, and I was like, I lied to you. Like, I'm so hungover. Like, I drank way too much last night. I think I gave myself alcohol poisoning. And I was like, I think I need to go to the ER. And she was like, you know what? You're on your own.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, what? And she was like, I can't help you on this one. She's like, you need to figure it out for yourself. And I was like, well, what do you mean? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And she was like, I have to protect my sobriety. Like, I can't do this with you right now. She's like, you are going to need to eventually figure this out for yourself. And you need to see what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck. And I put myself in an Uber and I took myself to the ER and I walked in and I said, I think I gave myself alcohol poisoning. And they hooked me up to an IV and they gave me Ativan because my fucking resting heart rate while I was laying down was 135, and which is fucking insane.
Yeah, not great.
That's like walking up a flight of stairs. And they were like, yeah, we need to do something here. And I stayed in the hospital all night and I went to my first meeting the next day with my mom. And I went to a meeting with her. It was a women's meeting in Campbell. And I super got honest with her and like honest with myself. And it was crazy because the topic of the meeting was honesty, which I was like, okay,
great time to
I hear you.
Yeah.
And so her and I stayed after the meeting and we talked for like 2 hours. And then I had to go home because, I had switched cars. My truck was at my dealership and I was in my car. Came all the way back here and I realized, motherfucker, the keys are in the truck.
Oh.
So I had to go. Not only was I like felt like shit and I'm like emotionally spent, but I'm like, fuck. So I had to go all the way back to the dealership. I had to get into the dealership before they closed the lot. And I grabbed my keys. And at that point, it was like almost sunset. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go somewhere for sunset. And I drove to by the Palo Alto, like little airstrip port, Baylands Preserve, where there's like the little piers that go out into the marsh. And I went out there and it was the craziest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I pulled up and I parked and I walked out onto the pier and I'm just like, what am I doing? And I was like, I need something right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm just standing there and like the sun starts going down and the sky just starts turning fucking pink. And I'm like watching all these airplanes fly into SFO. And I'm just like standing there on the water and I turn and I look and there's this fucking massive rainbow. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's not raining.
Right.
It's August. I'm like, okay, this huge rainbow. And then it turns into a double rainbow. And the sky is pink and orange and like purple and like things are happening. And I start fucking bawling my eyes out. And I FaceTime my mom. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now, but I think this is my sign. And she's like, yeah. Wow. She's like, I think the universe is literally screaming in your face right now. So that was like my sign that I was like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
And like so many people love to ask me the question, like, well, why don't you just why don't you just only have one? Like, why don't you just, and I'm like, there is nothing more exhausting than trying to manage something that does not serve me anymore.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Yeah.
And I literally decided that day, like, that's it, I'm done. My last drink was August 12th. My sobriety date is August 13th, 2023. And I like have not looked back. I went to Vegas 2 weeks later as a newly sober person for a bachelorette party. I had the time of my life. I like rediscovered my love for Vegas. I thought I hated Vegas. No, I just hated being drunk for 4 days. Like I went to Vegas. I had a fucking blast. I loved it. Like it was such a fun time. And like, I struggled for a while with like this idea that like I needed alcohol to be interesting or fun.
Yeah.
And it's taught me that I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. Nobody does. Like, you don't need to get drunk to be fun.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need it to be interesting. And like, there's times where like I get FOMO for certain things, and people ask me like, do you ever miss drinking? And I'm like, yeah, of course, but I don't miss being drunk.
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference. Like, there's some people that have problems with drinking that are like, oh man, if I could just get drunk one more time. I'm like, no, thank you. Like, the act of drinking is what I miss.
Yeah.
Like, the social aspect of it.
Yeah.
But I look at how things are changing and how things are evolving now. Like, every restaurant that you go to, like, as a sober person now, my options are no longer like, well, I can make you a cranberry and soda water with a lime. Like, no, like, there's so many options. There are mocktail menus with like 7-8 drinks on there that look like a bougie cocktail, so you can feel involved. It's like the act of having something in your hand that like looks like a pretty drink. Yeah, that's like the fun part,
the enticing part.
Yeah, and like, now I can have that, and it's like, okay, well then what? Like, then
what was ever the point?
What else do I really need?
Yeah, I think, you know, going back into that thing, you know, people always ask, well, why can't you just have one? I think is the funniest question. And that's coming from me knowing that, you know, I most likely, no, I do have a problem.
Sure.
I do have a drinking problem. And it's gotten me into a lot of shit. And, you know, I've had my struggles with like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
You know, and it's gotten me places where I don't want to be.
Sure.
And I know that.
Yeah.
And I still drink.
Yeah.
And I still black out. And I film content surrounding alcohol, which is ironic.
Right.
I guess my question is, do you have any advice for somebody fighting that struggle?
I mean, for me, it was the simplest way to do it is to literally make a list. I've had that conversation with people multiple times where people, because it's like, I'm very loud about my sobriety. Like, I have no shame in it at all.
Nor
like,
should you.
People are like, oh, you don't drink? Why not? And I'm like, because I can't.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. And it sparks curiosity and questions, and it causes people, like, it's like holding up a mirror for people sometimes. And like, my biggest piece of advice is always to make a list.
Yeah.
Literally make a pros and cons list. Make a list of what does it bring to your life that's positive, and what does it do to your life that's negative. And if that list is longer,
on the bad
if
side,
your cons list is longer, then that gives you the perfect opportunity to like just evaluate what's important to you and why alcohol feels necessary. And it just gives you the opportunity to like reevaluate your relationship with it. And some people are able to have that relationship with alcohol where like, yeah, they do drink and they binge drink, but like, it's very few and far between, and it's really not that big of a deal. And when they do, like, I'm not saying that everybody that fucking binge drinks has an alcohol problem. Like, alcohol is like, it's just, it just is what it is. Like, alcohol is intended to get you buzzed and or drunk and or blacked out. Like, that is what it is for.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you want to fucking let loose and you want to go balls to the wall and feel like shit for 3 days, but like have a blast, then fucking go for it. Like, I'm not here to judge. I am an instigator. There is still a bartender that lives inside of me where like, when I go out with my friends and they're drinking, I'm like, okay, like, are you guys ready for another shot? And I'm like, I'll buy.
Oh,
and like, I'm instigating shit. Cause it's like, who fucking cares? It's fine.
Yeah.
But reevaluating that relationship is something that, or just taking a look at it every once in a while is something that I encourage everybody to do, because just because it's the societal norm doesn't mean that it's something that you have to participate in.
Yeah.
And especially with the way that the culture is shifting around alcohol and the accessibility that we now have to other options is just so incredible. Like I said, like before, okay, like even when I was bartending, like people would come into the lounge, right? And I'm like, they're like, oh, I don't drink. What are your options? And I'm like, I can literally make,
you want a soda water?
You can have a soda, or I can give you like a Kloss Holler, or an O'Doul's. That's your options. Both gross.
Yeah.
Like, love me a soda water all day, obviously, but like, ew.
Yeah.
Also, like, I don't want to come sit at a bar and fucking drink bubbles. Like, I want something fun.
Yeah.
So now it's like, I went to, we had a celebration of life for a friend, Trenner, who passed away tragically in a car accident. He was like one of my best regulars I've ever had. He was a huge pillar in like that friend group from Sportsman and like all of the people in Santa Clara. And that was like such a huge loss. And we went to the Sportsman and then the ballpark and like had celebration of life for him after his funeral. And I was like blown the fuck away because I'm like, oh my God, there's like 7 different flavors of like Lagunitas hop water. And like there's these Heineken Zeros and Corona Zeros and like this and that. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so fucking cool. Like there's so many options as a person. And like the best part of it being like, it's not just a glass of soda water. Like you have a can in your hand. Like you feel involved.
Yes.
As like you get the experience. And so it's like, there's so many options now. And it's like the bars aren't losing.
No.
Like
they're still the same.
It's still $6.
It's like still the same price.
It's still $6 fucking bucks. Rate. Like whatever. Like am I the dumbass that's paying $6 for fucking water that tastes like a plant shit in it? Yeah, but like, you know what? I'm with my friends. Good. Like I'm having a good time. Who cares? So it's like for anybody that's like reevaluating, or what I love this term is sober curious. Like for anyone that is sober curious, like I always tell people, like start with like a month or like 2 weeks and like not just don't just pay attention to one thing. Like pay attention to how your body feels, pay attention to your mental clarity, pay attention to your willingness to step outside of your comfort zone, say like yes to people, to like social situations, take a look at your finances. Like, oh my God, like that was the fucking biggest part. Like the amount of money that I stopped spending on fucking alcohol was crazy. The door dashing. And like not just the alcohol, but the things that come after it. Because you're hungover as fuck. What do you want to do? Not cook.
Nope.
What do you want to eat? Not anything healthy. Guess what I'm doing? I'm door dashing $45 worth of McDonald's or Taco Bell or Chipotle. And I don't fucking care. And I'm Ubering and I'm, you know what I mean? It's like all these different things that feed into it. And it's like, I'm not performing at work very well because I'm hungover and I don't want to fucking talk to people. I want to sit in my office and like go like this until someone forces me to have a conversation. It's just like, it's the one thing that I always tell people is there is not one part of my life that has gotten worse because I decided to quit drinking, except maybe my dating life. But then again, that's negotiable because the caliber of men that I was picking was
maybe your decisions
subpar
are better now.
So it's like my picker has gotten better, but it also has made me realize that the pickings are slim, my friend. But it's like your standards change in not only your relation, well, you're married, so it doesn't matter, but it's like your relationships, like your intimate relationships, but also your friendships. Like you really start evaluating who you're choosing to give your time and your energy to. And like I had friends that I realized like, whoa, we really don't have anything in common other than
and
like we drink together.
And that's an important conversation I think people need to have with themselves, you know, and like just being true to who you are and what your goal is and where you want to be. So within your sobriety and your story that you just shared, and thank you for sharing that. Like, I genuinely mean that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Like I said, I am an open book when it comes to this stuff. Like one of my, like, people love to talk shit about oversharing. I fucking love, like, for one thing, I love when people overshare. Like, I'm like locked in, like, you got me.
Yeah.
And I think that oversharing is so important because saying the things that people don't want to talk about is what makes people feel like they're not alone in shit. And it destigmatizes stuff that everybody, or not everybody, but many people deal with, right? So it's like, is talking about the fact that I was in a crazy abusive relationship like the easiest thing to talk about, or is that like the most stomachable, palatable content for people to take in? No, it makes people really fucking uncomfortable sometimes. But in talking about it, it makes other women or men who are in that same situation like realize, like, oh shit, this is not okay. Yeah, this is not something that's normal. Even if it's common, it's not normal. And it is something that you can get away from. And like, same with my drinking and like, or lack thereof now, like talking about my sobriety, like I know people like in the rooms that are like, oh, my family doesn't know that I come to AA, my job doesn't know that I go to meetings, my whoever doesn't know that I'm sober. And I'm like, why? Like, I don't, like, I don't think you should. I'm not embarrassed about it. Like, I suck at, well, I'm really good at drinking. I'm terrible at managing my drinking. That's fine. I can't be fucking good at everything. I'm good at a lot of shit. I'm really good at a lot of stuff. That is not one of them. And that is, it is what it fucking is. I don't, just because it's something that like is so socially normal, it doesn't mean that it has to be my normal. And I think that being really loud about that stuff is what helps other people pull themselves out. Like I've had multiple people, especially with like how much I yap on my fucking Instagram stories constantly. Like, Jesus, if you ever want to know anything about me ever, anyone, please just follow me on Instagram. You'll find it out eventually in my fucking Instagram stories. But it's like, when I got sober and through my sobriety journey and like how much I talk about it and just like all these other things, like my health and my fitness journey and my weight loss and like all these different things that I'm like trying to do for myself, I'm very fucking loud about it because it helps other people going through that same situation. Not only circle back to the idea of community and like having people that you can relate to talk about those things, but it makes it so much less fucking weird. Like, you think that it's weird. It's not weird. It's like being, well, you wouldn't relate to this, but it's like being a middle school girl and like getting your period and like being all scared of like, I don't want anybody to know because it's embarrassing. And then everybody has it and then it happens to everyone and you're like, oh, okay, well, who fucking cares now? Right. Nobody fucking cares. Because it's happening to all of us. It's the same thing. It just it eliminates that.
I think in so many situations, you know, people might think they're the only one going through something. But to your point, when they see somebody else going through the same thing, they're like, oh, well, I'm not alone. So like you just said, the community and togetherness and being able to face shit and be aware that, you know, everybody's not everybody, but like there's more than just me going through this situation.
Right. So, and like also the fact that like, I mean, and one of the big things that we learn in AA and like that I've told many friends that have reached out to me about sobriety, like I've pointed women in the right direction for sobriety. I've pointed men in the right direction for sponsors and helping them get their stuff together. And like, one of the things that I always tell everyone, because they're like, well, I just don't know because like I'm a parent and I struggle with cocaine and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, I got the guy for you. And they're like, well, but I'm like, no, he literally blew his whole entire life up over cocaine, like almost lost his whole entire family. So, yep, this is the right guy for you. I'm going to give you his number. And I'm like, they're like, and I'm like, trust me when I tell you, like, one of the things that is so important and that you learn so fast in AA is that, like, you're not special. Like, you are, but your situation is not unique. Like, you are special as an individual, but your situation is not. Yeah. Because whatever it is that you are going through, guarantee you I can find someone in a room that has gone through a similar, if not the exact same situation. And that person is now sober and has a success story and can help you and show you the tools. They can't do it for you. You have to do it yourself. Yeah. But they can guide you in the right direction and give you the tools to get what it is that you want. Like, that's what they tell you is like, that's the whole thing with like sponsorship is like, find someone that has what you want and follow that and figure that out. And it's like taking away the idea that you're in this like isolated, unique situation. Like, none of us, the reality is like, there's billions of us on this planet. None of us are having a unique experience right now. Like, whatever it is that we're going through, someone else is going through it too. And we might just be lucky enough to have like a close enough proximity that they can help give you the answers or the tools to find your own answers.
Right. Yeah. And it's up to you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Fitness.
Yeah.
Fitness journeys, fitness goals. Why is fitness so important to you and your journey? And
I think that, so, I mean, I'm a 90s baby. I was born in 1991. I was a teenage girl in the time when being like heroin chic was like a thing, and like our physical body idols were like the Mary-Kate and Ashleys and the Nicole Richies and everybody and fucking, you know, just all those like, I grew up watching America's Next Top Model.
Oh wow.
Where like Tyra Banks is like screaming at like these women, calling them fat when they're like
piece of bread,
120 pounds at like 5'8", and I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? But like, and I still struggle with it to this day. Like, body dysmorphia is so real.
It's a bitch.
I think we all.
Sorry, I don't mean to use that term.
No, it is
body
a bitch.
dysmorphia.
It's a fucking bitch.
Fucking sucks.
It is horrible. It's horrible. It's awful. And I think that we all deal with it. And it's one of those things again where it's like, it can feel very isolating. You feel like you're the only person dealing with it. And then it also feels very specific towards the female experience, but it's not. Men deal with it too in a big, big way. I feel like men have like the opposite, where like women were like, oh my God, I'm so fat, I'm huge, I'm a whale. And guys are like, I feel so small. Like, I'm not big enough. Like, maybe. Sometimes.
I don't know. Maybe. That could be it. Sorry to pivot, but for me, it's like, dude, no, I am the complete opposite. Like, I look at myself and I'm like, I'm fucking fat. Yeah. And so like, yeah, I mean, like, it goes both ways. But then I go back and forth because then I'm also like, well, now I need to build muscle. Yep. And then when I get muscular, I'm like, now I need to lose weight. Yeah. Now I need to lose fat. And exactly. That's like, yeah. So the body dysmorphia is so fucking real. And like, when I was in my late teens and like early 20s, like, I definitely struggled with eating disorders. Like, it was the whole like binge and purge thing. I think, again, not a unique experience. Like, I know so many women that were in my close circle or in my proximity back then that like, I brought that up and I'm like, oh yeah, like I was fucking puking up my lunch, like for sure, like in senior year. And they're like, oh my God, me too. And I'm like, no fucking way. And they're like, dude, I had no idea. And I'm like, same. But it's like, the more you talk about it, the more you can relate on these experiences, right? So I had a really unhealthy relationship with food when I was like in that phase of my life. And I was like in like high school, like after high school, I think I started going to the gym my senior year. I started going to the Right Stuff when that place still existed. I was like a cardio bunny. Like, I would get on the elliptical and I would like jack that resistance up and I would be on that bitch for like fucking hour, just dogging down, like just sweating and like trying to burn as many calories as possible. Like, that was my goal, was like burn the calories, burn them all. And like, that is so fucking unhealthy. So as I've, you know, and my fitness journey or whatever you want to call it, my relationship with fitness has like been back and forth for my entire adult life. Like,
I will go to the gym and then I'll fall off and then I'll go back. And I've always loved hiking. That's always been something that's really kept me active. And then also just being in the bar industry, like it is a very physically demanding job, right? You're running around like fucking,
I get my steps in.
Oh my God. Like fuck a busy night at the bar. You're taking like 7 to 9,000, 10,000 plus steps behind the bar.
Yeah.
And like, so who needs to go work out after that? You know what I mean? Like you're already in it.
Yeah.
But, and then obviously, you know, with like not really having a good relationship with food and then having a bad relationship with alcohol, and it's like you're drinking all these empty calories and then you're eating like shit when you're drunk and then when you're hungover, it's like the whole thing was just like really fucked up mess of a situation where I would like try to get back on like with fitness and whatever, and I would be going to the gym and I would feel like I wasn't seeing any results and I felt like I wasn't doing anything right and I couldn't figure out why. Well, I found out why. Besides the drinking, after I got sober, I kind of like locked back in and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like, I only have one of these, right? Like this is all I get. And I am not in my early 20s anymore. I can't keep taking for granted like the body that I have. It's done me well health wise up till now. Like now it's my turn to honor my body, to feed my body, to treat it well, and to do whatever I can to keep myself as healthy as possible for as long as possible while still enjoying my life, right? Like I don't want to be eating fucking white rice and boiled chicken for the rest of my life for the sake of like aesthetics. Like I would simply rather die. So I fucking
still like good food.
Love to eat. Love good food, right? But I also wanted to take away like the guilt factor of like because even though I have corrected a lot of my relationship with food, it doesn't die, right? Like it doesn't die entirely. It still lives somewhere in the little fucking cubby hole in the back of your head where like I go out and I have a really good meal with friends and then I get home and I'm like, oh my God, I'm on the couch. And then like the guilt sets in. Yeah. And I'm like,
why did I just eat?
Fuck, I shouldn't have eaten that much. Like, oh God, now I feel gross. And then like, you never want like the old habits to kick in. And then you're just like, well, if I just go throw up real fast, then I'll be fine. I'll feel better. But that's not what we're doing anymore. Right. So fixing my relationship with food was really important. So I did that. And I created this really healthy narrative around food for myself where it's like, I get to enjoy this. Like, I get to enjoy this meal. I get to enjoy this food. I get to put healthy food inside my body. I'm lucky enough to have access to whatever that is. Right. Yeah. And then exercising. I'm lucky enough that my body is capable of doing whatever it is that I'm doing. Hiking, running, treadmill, climbing stairs, lifting fucking weights, whatever the case may be. Doing fucking yoga here and there, like trying a Pilates class and humbling the shit out of myself.
Pilates, it's so hard.
Oh my God. I did mat Pilates while I was in Kauai. 3 days that I was there. I literally, like at the end of the class, I was like, Gabby, who hurt you? Yeah. Like this is insane to me. Yeah. Like I had muscles that I didn't know existed, like in my ass, like hurting. I was like, this is crazy. Yeah. And I've heard that like the machine reformer Pilates is even harder than that.
Oh, I don't know.
So I'm like,
I don't know.
Whatever. This is crazy. So I shifted my focus back on like, I tried to, again, change that narrative inside of my head. Not like I have to go to the gym. I get to go to the gym. Right. So changing that, it's like so fucking cliche, but like it's something that you got to do to like, get yourself there. So you don't feel like you're like punishing yourself in the gym. That was another thing that I had to shift my mentality is like food is fuel. Yeah. Yes. But like you're allowed to enjoy your food and the gym is not a punishment for what you've eaten. It's that you now have the energy to go and like get yourself stronger. And I shifted the focus with my body of like, I want to be strong and healthy, not I want to be skinny. Okay. Right. Yeah. So I've spent the last 2 years, like, you know, I'm not like locked in all the time. Like I'll fall off for like 2-3 weeks or like I injured my back and I was out of the gym for 8 weeks or whatever the case may be. Right. And I wasn't seeing any progress at all. And like people were telling me like, you look like you're losing weight. And I'm like, you're fucking liar because no, I'm not. Like, I still weigh 176 or whatever the case may be. You're full of shit. My pants fit the same. My clothes fit the same. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm just not bloated because I'm sober. Like, that's what it is that you're seeing. I'm not losing fucking weight. And I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Why is this not working?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm meal prepping every week for my lunches at work because it's convenient and I'm feeding myself healthy foods and whatever. Well, then I started looking for more answers, right? And it shifted to, okay, well, I can't just be doing everything wrong.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, monitoring my calorie intake just to make sure and that I'm not doing everything crazy. Well, I went to the doctor and I'm like, these are all my symptoms. And they're like, oh, you might have PCOS. And I'm like, what is that?
What?
And they're like, polycystic ovarian syndrome. You probably have cysts inside your ovaries and it fucks your hormones up and it makes it like, it does all this stuff. And it's like, you have like abnormal weight gain and you can't lose weight. And like some people experience hair loss. Most women, like 90% of women that have PCOS start getting like chin hairs and like facial hair. And your sex drive is all whacked out and your periods are all fucked up. So what most people do is like, you should go on birth control to fix your hormones. And I had been on birth control since COVID. I got on birth control when I was with my ex that I was with during COVID. And I still have it. It's the hormonal like IUD. So I got to go get like, it's like a whole thing. I got to go get it taken out. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
It's a process.
So it's just,
dude, being a girl
still kind
sounds like it sucks.
It's a lot.
Personally.
It is a lot. It is very fun, but it is also like very demanding. It's a lot of fucking work, right? So I go to the doctor and they're like, yeah, you probably have this. And I'm like, okay. So then I start doing all this research and I'm like, oh, fucking for sure this is what's wrong with me. So I like go to this other doctor, so I go to the OBGYN and she's like super sucks and she's like, you should just go on birth control. I was like, I'm already on birth control. She's like, you should probably go on a different one. And I was like, I don't fucking want to. And I was like, I want to get it taken out. She's like, you don't need to get it taken out. And I was like, I wasn't asking. I'm telling you. She's like, let's just take it out right now. And I was like, I'm on my lunch break, bitch. Like, who the fuck are you? You suck. I was like, I want to go to an ultrasound technician and I want them to look at my ovaries. And she's like, fine, I'll send you. And I'm like, thanks. You are awful. So I go and I get an ultrasound and they do it's called an intravaginal ultrasound where they like go from the inside and they look around at your ovaries. And sure as fuck, they're like, oh yeah, like you've got follicles all on the outside of your ovaries, which are like basically little tiny pockets, like lining the outside of your ovarian walls, right? Yeah. And I had a cyst in one of my ovaries that was like the size of like a grape or some shit, or like a pretty decent
pretty
size.
Big.
Yeah. And I was like, how long do you think that's been in there? And they were like, she was like, probably about 6 months. And I was like, you know what's crazy is my personal information here, but I had been having an intimate relationship with someone. It was just like a situationship. Yeah. And about 6 months prior to that visit, I kind of was like, yeah, I don't really feel like having sex anymore. And he was like, what? Did I do something wrong? And I was like, no, I just don't really want to. And he was like, okay, well, what? And I was like, yeah, I don't. Whoa. Like, I have no desire. That's like literally the last thing I priority list right now is sex. And he was like, okay, I guess just let me know if you change your mind. And I was like, yeah, you'll be the first to know. And it was fucking crazy. And then like a month later, I started getting really bad abdominal pain. And I texted my mom and I was like, I think my fucking cyst is bursting. Because they told me, they were like, and I was like, well, how am I going to know when it's gone? And they're like, you'll know. You'll know. And I was like, oh, great. So this thing like hits the fucking ejectocito on me. And like, I was in awful pain for like half a day. And and then that was it. And I was like, okay. And then like, all of a sudden, like my period started getting regular again. Like my sex drive kind of started coming back again. My fucking skin cleared up. Wow. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? Right. So then I'm like, okay, well, now what do I do? Because I'm like, I'm still working out. I'm still eating really healthy. I can't fucking lose weight. This is driving me insane. Like, I'm not like sitting here going like, okay, I'm so fat, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But I'm like, I work really hard. Like I feed myself well. I watch what I eat. I'm in the gym 5 days a week. Yeah. I'm taking like 10,000 steps at work alone.
Yeah.
Plus my workouts.
Yeah.
I'm hiking on the weekends. Like, I'm being really good to you. What am I doing wrong? Like, what do you want from me?
Results,
like, I just want, and that was like my thing is like, I just want my body to reflect the work that I put into it.
Right.
I want to look strong.
Yeah.
Like, I am not built to be a skinny girl by any means, but I want to be fit and healthy and strong.
Yeah.
So then enter...
There's more.
Yes. So then enter this whole Ozempic era, right? So then everybody's going on Ozempic and everyone's taking semaglutides and doing all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that could be interesting to try this out. But like, I don't know enough about it and I don't know, I'm scared, right? So then I'm on TikTok one day and I come across this TikTok ad or whatever the fuck it's called. And it's this company called Alara. And it's like, it's basically like this woman being like, I struggled with PCOS and blah, 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 blah. And I could never get any answers. And like, realistically, like healthcare for women is like so janky and it sucks so bad. And it's like so hard to be taken seriously. Like you have to advocate so hard for yourself for anybody to take you seriously when it comes to hormonal concerns. Like it is.
So furthermore, saying being a girl,
mind numbing. Yes.
Kind of sounds like it sucks.
It's like a constant, like it's constantly having to speak louder than everybody else in the room.
Just unfortunate
for them to hear what you're trying to say.
Right.
And then like you tell them and they finally hear you and they're like,
are you sure?
No, I don't think so. And I'm like, like it's infuriating sometimes.
Yeah.
So I find this company and I'm like, okay, what the fuck is this all about? And it's literally like healthcare by women, for women, hormone focused. And I'm like, that. I need that. So I signed up for this shit. And I'm like, my fucking health insurance won't cover it. Whatever. I don't fucking care. I'm paying out of pocket at this point. I just don't give a shit. I just want answers.
Yeah.
So I meet with this doctor. We do a Zoom meeting, the whole thing. I tell her all my symptoms and she's like, oh girl, yeah, like you got PCOS for sure. And I'm like, right. And I'm like, so now what do we do? And she goes, I think that you would be a great candidate for a trizepatide, which is like a semaglutide.
Yeah.
But it's like more focused on other things because PCOS can cause insulin resistance.
Oh.
And then your body doesn't process insulin properly. And it makes it basically fucking impossible to lose weight. Because I told her, I was like, my maintenance calories, like right now, what I'm taking in is I'm consuming anywhere between 1,700 and 1,800 calories a day. I am burning this many calories actively. I'm like burning about 800 to 900 calories a day, according to my fucking Apple Watch, right? That's like the active calories plus whatever my bodily function calories are for just existing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I weight lift, I hike, I do this, I do that. I'm not just sitting at a desk all day. And she was like, and I was like, and I'm sober. And she's like, yeah, that's not normal. And I was like, she goes, well, I'm gonna tell you right now, like if you have insulin resistance and that's what your problem is, she's like, you could be in like 1,000 calorie a day deficit. She's like, you are not gonna lose weight like a normal person. Like I have friends that are like, wow, I'm on a weight loss journey because I decided to be, and I'm just eating less, and they've lost like 40 pounds in a year. And I'm like, the fuck? Like I have friends that are very fitness focused that like one of my girlfriends, she like literally, she locked in, she like went and did an in-body scan. She like locked in for 2 fucking weeks and lost like 6% body fat and like 5 pounds and like gained muscle. And I'm like, bitch, couldn't be me. Because whatever.
It just happens for some people.
So the doctors, since they decided that I was like a good candidate for it, and again, I have to pay out of pocket for it because even though this is a legitimate health concern, it doesn't look that way in the eyes of the healthcare industry. I'm not diabetic. Therefore, I do not need
this
a trizepatide.
Yeah.
But my hormones being fucked up and my body not producing or processing insulin the way that it's supposed to doesn't fucking count.
Of course not.
So about a month and a half ago, I started on a trizepatide. It's not Ozempic, but it's something
else
similar. And I do an injection once a week, and I've lost 10 pounds in the last month and a half. And I have gone 2.5+ years at just sitting at the same weight, no matter what the fuck I did.
Mm-hmm.
I could not lose 5 pounds to save myself. And like, it is the most, not only is it like rewarding, because it's like finally like, okay, everything is paying off and I'm finally seeing the results that I should have been seeing. Because that's literally what she told me. She was like, just keep doing what you're doing and your body is finally going to start reacting in the way that a normal person's body would react that doesn't have these hormone issues.
Yeah.
That's how your body's going to react.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. So not only is it rewarding to see the results, but it is so validating to know that like it wasn't my fault. Like it wasn't anything that I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
Like it's just my body not being able to do what it needs to do to get me to where I want to be.
Yeah.
So my fitness journey and my health journey have become one and the same, because there's so many things that come obviously with being overweight. And it's like, if I go to a doctor and they weigh me and they take my height and my weight and they go, oh, you're 5'6" and you're 176 pounds, you're overweight. Or if they take my body fat percentage, they'll be like, you're considered borderline obese. And I'm like,
it's not a,
I mean, like, okay, like, ouch,
for letting me know.
Thanks. But you know, it's like all of those things, like it factors into your health. And so that comes back to the point of like, when they asked me, what's your weight loss goals? Or people ask me like, well, how much weight do you want to lose? And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, do you have a goal weight? And I'm like, no. Like 150 pounds, 140 pounds. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I know that muscle weighs more than fat. So I try not to pay too much attention. I want to gain muscle. I weight lift 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And I don't do a lot of cardio, but like that is my goal, is to be strong and to physically like I will know when I see it.
Yeah.
Right? Like I will know, and then whatever that weight is fine.
Yeah.
And like I've lost about 10 pounds. I'm sitting at around 165 right now. And like it's really interesting because I've been sitting at 165 for the last 2 weeks, but I'm back, like locked the fuck in weightlifting and like maintaining my protein intake. So like, I know I'm gaining muscle and I know I'm losing fat because of the way that my clothes are fitting, but my weight is staying the same. So that's like a perfect example of like why I need to go do like an in-body scan and get like my body fat percentage and like all that information so that I can make an informed like decision on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I think that like, it's just like, it's so rewarding. And like, yes, there's days that I don't want to go to the gym and there's days that I skip my workouts and like, but it's nice though. Like now with the addition of the trizepatide into my life, like I no longer carry this like burden of guilt with me.
Yeah.
If I'm like so tired when I get off work and I just decide to go home, I don't feel guilty for skipping the gym because I know it's not going to fuck my whole week skipping that one day anymore.
Yeah.
It's given me like, this has given me the freedom to have like an even healthier relationship with my workouts and my food and like just my body in general, and like be able to really like listen to my body and like do what it is that like it needs. So like if I have a really stressful day or if I don't sleep well and I'm just so exhausted, like I can give myself permission to just go home and curl up on my couch and watch Blacklist for 4 hours before I go to bed, as opposed to like being like, no, I have to go to the gym. Like I have to.
I think that's just a credit to where your mental is too.
Yeah. And it's like
pretty cool.
And it all just like feeds into each other. It's like when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you look good. Like it gives you the energy to like do whatever it is that's necessary for yourself. And that's that.
That's fucking crazy. I thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Like, that's fucking insane. On that note, Jessica, thank you very much for
you are so welcome
for doing all this and sharing your story and giving me insight on, you know, some shit that I should be looking at. And like now I want to go to the doctor and figure some things out.
Yeah, I mean, do it. It's like the more answers, the better. It's like just more knowledge for you to, you know, like that's just what I think of it as. It's like it's more tools for me to try to keep my life as good as possible for as long as I can.
Thank y'all for listening. Have fun. Be safe. Cheers and enjoy. And always remember,
always tip your bartender.